Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi Shali Sadri, Vayasirli Amri, Varalugdatam Milisani, Fokoli, Rabbi Zidni Ilma. How is everyone? Hope that you all are well, learning, enjoying your learning. Okay, today we are solving one more scenario-based question, that is February-March 2025, paper 2-2, which you were actually waiting for. Before we proceed to the actual question, let's see its assessment objective 2. How will you score marks in it? If you have mentioned everything properly, the way that is being needed, like you have used the proper selection statement, you have highlighted, you have found when to use which statement, we have taken the inputs properly, we have performed out the counting, totaling, as is needed in the exam, in the question. So you will be definitely scoring maximum of 9 marks that are awarded. You will be scoring 7 to 9 marks if you have included each and everything in your answer. Secondly, you have used the variables properly. If there is an array to be used and you have used the data structures the way they have asked, then that will also be going to give you out of 9, somewhere around 9 marks. Moving to assessment objective 3, how can the student score? It's going to be 5 to 6 marks awarded if your program has been fully commented, if the data structures that are being used have meaningful names, if the program is following a logical order, if there is like all the tasks are being completed, and minor syntax errors are going to be ignored, but you need to be very much focused on remembering the syntax of your pseudocode statements. Solution is performing all the requirements that are given in the question, in the scenario. So it means maximum 5 to 6 marks will definitely be yours. Now, this is the question. A sports club uses a 6-character alphanumeric membership code to identify each member. Now, 6-member alphanumeric code is used to identify each member of the club. The 1D array member ID is used to store the unique membership codes for club members. So let's highlight this one also. The 1D array is by the name member ID, and this is used to store the membership codes. Then we have the 2D array is used to store the names of the club members, and it's a 2D array which is storing the first name and the last name of the person, of each member, as you can see here. The system can store details for a maximum of 1,000 members. As you can see, just for the purpose of making it simple, I've shown it here, 1, 2, 3, onwards till 1,000. The position of any member's data is the same in both arrays. For example, the data index 2 of member ID belongs to the member in index 2 of name. Like, for example, if this is member 2, who has the membership ID as AB0002, so his name is Ahmed Nadeem. So it means that these are definitely going to be same. It is not possible that member ID is of some other member and the name is of some other member. Now, this is again very important. The variable new ID is used to input a new membership code. Now, this is again given to me. It means I have to follow just this variable, no other variable will be acceptable in my scenario-based answer. Okay. Now, be very cautious. This is what you will actually be doing in the paper. You'll be drawing something here for your own self so you can understand how the things will go about. Definitely, I don't expect you to note out each and everything the way it is done here, but just for the purpose of simplicity, it is highlighted so that we can see it's a 6-character value that is assigned to each member. It can be any value, but just giving you an example. Write a program that meets the following requirements. What are the requirements? Provide a menu that offers the choices. And what are the choices? Input a new member, outputting a list of all the members, and stopping. So these are the 3 options that are allowed to the members. Either they can input a new member, or they can output a list of all the given members, or like including their name and the member code and membership codes. And the third one, the last one, is for stopping. Input and validate the response to the menu. So means the first task that you can understand from here is we have to display a menu for the user, and we have to ask him to input, and that input will be validated. It means with check. Exactly, 1 to 3 means it's going to be a range check. Exactly. When inputting a new member, input a new membership code and check that it contains 6 characters. Check means that they want you to perform validation here also, validation here, validation here. It contains 6 characters. Now, if the new code is 6 characters, check it against all the previously stored membership codes to make sure it is unique. It means, if you understand from here, it's your linear search. You are going to start, like first thing is, you have to take input of the new member code, and you have to check that it should be exactly 6 characters with check. The way we have talked about for the responses, it's going to be your range check. So similarly here, it will be your length check. So this is what you need to identify when you are reading the question in the examination, and you can write down the key things on your paper also. That's perfectly possible. And this next thing is, it should be unique. It means that we have to perform the linear search, and then we will see that whether it's existing or not. If it's not non-existent, which means it's a unique code, only then only then you will be entering the details of the new member. If the code is not unique, a new code must be entered and checked. Now, this is what is the main thing. You need to ensure that the code that is being entered is unique. If the code is unique, it is stored in the first available space in the appropriate array. First available space. Now, if that's unique, then what will we do is we are going to store it in the first position. And the new member is required to enter their first name and last name, which are also stored in the corresponding location of the appropriate array. So now they have left it on us to decide that which array will be used to store the member ID after being searched at the appropriate location and the appropriate array. Okay, now I hope that is very much clear. Input taken, input validated for the choices, and another input taken. If the person is going for the input of the code, then he'll be asked to input the code, and then we have to undergo some sort of checks here also. I think that makes complete sense. When outputting a list of membership codes and names, output for each member, the membership code, first name and last name. Now, this is the requirement. We have to output the membership code, the first name and the last name. The program will continue until the stop option on the menu is selected. Now, once the user has chosen stop, only then the program will stop. Otherwise, it will keep on working all the time. Fine. If the person is saying stop, the third option chosen, only then he will be finishing the process. Otherwise, it will continue to operate. You must use pseudocode or program code and add comments to explain how your code works. You do not need to declare any arrays, variables, or constants. Assume that this has already been done. You do not need to initialize the data in the arrays. You do not need to initialize any variables or constants. Use if appropriate. All inputs and outputs must contain suitable messages. I hope that's very much clear. The whole concept is clear. Now let's move to the requirements as we have discussed. Requirements are you to display the menu, and one important thing is you have to use the variables the way they are present in the scenario. You can't change them. Display the menu and choices, and the person is going to enter a valid choice. And for that, we need iteration, we need input and output, we need selection and validation. So all these are a part of your first requirement. Second requirement is you have to check the length of the string, checking the contents of the array for matches, stores approved data. That means you have to perform again validation, string handling, that is the length, and selection statements are supposed to be used with inputs and storage in the appropriate arrays. The last requirement is outputting the contents of the arrays, and program continues until user chooses stop. And for that, we have to use output with iteration. Now, let's move to the working of each part separately. Now, the same, you can see, provide a menu that offers the choices, inputting a new member, outputting a list of membership codes and first and last name, or stopping, input and validate a response to the menu. For that, you can see, this is done through a repeat until. Now, again, you can see, since I do not know how many times the work will be done for that, the best thing to do is use either repeat or while. Just for the simplicity, I have taken repeat and until, and you can see a comment display of menu choices so that it will be known to me as well as in later years also by someone else or me. Also, it's going to be a maintainable program that I am using comments as desired. And you can see repeat, output one, input a new member, output two, output a list of membership codes, first name and last name, output three, exit, output enter your choice 1 to 3. Input choice. So now you can see, first of all, it's the options, and then we have a message for the user, and then we are taking the input. And this is what is there. If choice is less than 1 or choice is greater than 3, then output wrong input, please enter 1, 2, or 3, end if. In case a person has entered maybe 5 by mistake. So in this case, this message will be there. And since it is not greater than or equal to 1, and it's not less than or equal to 3, you can see here, until choice greater than or equal to 1 and choice less than or equal to 3. This is the condition. If the condition is not met, as I said, assume that I entered 5 by mistake here. 5 is not meeting the criteria. So it will be prompting again, asking the user like to re-input the data. And now, luckily, I entered the valid choice. I said I want to enter the input a new member. It means it is now going to be moving to the next stage, and I'm out of this part. So if you have written these lines properly, you have performed validation checks properly, then definitely some marks will be awarded to you because you have met the first requirement. See, so easy. Maybe move to the next one. Okay. Now, again, you can see the next one is once we are done with the display of the options and the person has chosen, assuming that the person has chosen 1, it means he wants to input a new member. So for that, you can see when inputting a new member, input a new membership code and check that it contains 6 characters. So firstly, what we are doing, we are first of all performing the check. You can see if choice equals to 1, as was written here, choice equals to 1 means that the person has chosen to go for inputting the new member details. And that is what is mentioned here. You can see if choice equals to 1, then what are we doing is we are just performing the checks. Different checks are here. Repeat until. And in this, we are asking the person to input a valid, a unique member code, a unique member ID. Input new ID. See, we are using the same variable as is present in my question. I'm not using any other variable. I'm using new ID. Input is taken in new ID until length of new ID equals to 6. So here we are taking help of the string function length, and definitely the marks are going to be awarded for using the right option. Fine. Until length of new ID equals to 6. So the length of new ID equals to 6, it means that I have entered a 6 character option, a 6 character string is entered. So it is going to move to the next line. But in case I've entered again a value that is either not less than 6 or maybe greater than 6, in that case, it will prompt the user again with a message and input taken again. Okay, now exactly, that is very simple. Just children remember that you can do it in different styles. Like this is one of the method that I have used for you people, that you can use a little, can say more descriptive one. That's perfectly okay. You can include more lines with an if also, the way we have talked about in the previous menu options, perfectly okay. But this is the minimal thing that they expect the students to have made, to have included in their answer. Okay. So the more you want to elaborate, the more you want to make it better, that's up to you. But that is the minimum requirement of the examiner. Okay, now, once I'm done with this, the next stage is checking the code with previously stored codes for uniqueness. Now you can see this is what we have used the strategy for linear search. What are we doing? We have a variable by the name exists, and that is false. Index equals to 1 because we are starting with index equals to 1. And we have to go till our, see, now just for making you comprehend, I've written it like this. But maybe if there were maybe 50 elements in my 50 elements in my array, so what are we doing? Index equals to 1 is going to trap the locations, and exist equals to false will hold, or exist variable will hold whether the item is found or not. So now we can see while member ID of index is not equal to empty string. So this is what we are doing. While member ID of index is not equal to empty string and exists equal to false. So here you can see exist is right now false. Condition is true. So it will enter the loop and it will go for the check. If new ID equals to member ID of index, assume that I entered the value as maybe AB 002. For example, just giving you an example. What I wanted to, I inserted AB002. So definitely AB002 will be searched in the whole array. So starting from here, if new ID equals to member ID of index, now you can see, in this case, what is happening? It's starting from the location number 1, index is 1, AB001 is compared with this AB002. Condition is false. It will not move to then, it will move to else. And the value of index will be increased by 1. Index becomes 2, ndif will send it back to this one. Fine. And while will send it back to this one. So you can see here, this is your while and while. Now, while member ID of index. Now, index is 2 and member ID of 2 is AB002 is not equal to quotations, but exists equals to true. Now you can see since now what is happening? Now still what is happening? Now exists equals to false again. So it will enter the loop again. It's 2, second location, and second location is not empty. And both the conditions are true in this case. Enters inside. Now new ID is AB002 and member ID of index is now AB002. Also, in this case, what will happen? What will happen? Exists will be true. And end while will send it back to while. But now you can see exists is now no more false. It has now become true. So it will not enter here and it will be giving a message to the user that he has made a mistake here. Understood? And he is supposed to go for like the message will be here that my member already exists, and it will not be going for you can say storing the data because that is being repeated. Making sense? I hope that that is very clear. Now take another example. Now assume that I had 50 elements AB001 till AB0050. I entered AB05052, for example. So what will happen? AB052, now I hope that it's very much clear, isn't it? AB002 is available in my array. So it is searched and it is returning the true status and the value of exists will be true, and definitely it won't ask me, it won't prompt me to enter the member details because that is a repeated work. And the person will be prompted to re-enter the data later because if he moves up, he'll be prompted to re-enter the data, isn't it? Any questions? Now situation 2. AB0050 was my last element and I entered AB0052. So you can see from AB001 till AB0050, AB0052 is not present. So situation number 2 is I entered a value of 6 characters. I've passed through this validation check. Now the next is my searching the array for existence or otherwise of the element. Exists is false, index is 1. While member ID index is not equal to empty string and exists equal to false do. Now again, you can see if new ID, that is AB0052, situation number 2 is AB 0052. Now this is situation number 2. Situation 1 is this one that we have handled. And now this is situation number 2 where the elements are non-existent. Exists is false and it will enter. It will be comparing the new ID, this one, with all the elements one by one. And you can see in none of the cases, the value will be existing. That's why its exists equals to true. It will never be reached. And will keep on adding 1 to index. It will keep on searching from location 1 till location 0050, and the elements are not found. But now 0050 was the last element and next element is empty. So it means the membership ID isn't there, it's all empty. So definitely what will it do then? It will be moving out of this file. It has searched all the elements from location 1 to location 50, compared, but the element was not found. This member ID was non-existent. So since member ID is non-existent, we have reached the end of the array that is holding the data. So it means it is now moving to the if condition, and it will simply check the if condition here. If exists equal to false, then output enter first name, input name of index, comma 1, output enter last name, input name of index, comma 2. And in this manner, the work will be done for you. Isn't it? Okay. That's very nice. You have pinpointed one thing, that we have to include member ID also. Like member ID of index will now be holding exactly. That's something that I want you to include in your answer here. Along with this, what we need to have. Yes, what we need to have here. We are going to include one more. See, it has passed through these stages. It has come to this stage, and exists false means that the element is non-existent. So along with these values in my 2D array, I have to store what? In my member ID. Member ID is my array, and its index location will now hold my new ID. Exactly. So this is what you need to include in your answer. Arrow, and there you will mention new ID. This line you have to definitely include. That's really great that you people have found. And this is what will be done here. So member ID of index will be holding the new ID. In this case, all your elements, all your details of the new member will be input and stored in their respective locations. So your 0052 will be stored in the member ID array, and the names will be stored in the respective arrays, in the respective array locations. Clear? I hope that it's very much simple. Just a few checks being made, just ensuring that data is being entered properly. It's non-duplicating, and now you are done with the first task of the requirement. Requirement means that first menu option. Okay. Now, second menu option is dealing with if choice equals to 2. It means what are we supposed to have? We were asked when like the second like outputting was dealing with choice equals to 2. So if choice equals to 2, then what is supposed to be done? You have to actually go through the entire array, and you have to display the data from the array. So that is your requirement here. So what is being done here? You can see for yourself. It's so simple. What we'll do? We can see if choice equals to 2, then index equals to 1, while member ID of index is not equal to empty string, the same. It's not empty means still the data is there. Do output member ID, comma, member ID of index, output member's first name, comma, name of index, comma 1, output member's last name, comma, name of index, comma 2. So last name is present on location 2 and first name is present on location 1 of the array. So one by one, for example, it's going to start from here, pick up the member ID and the respective name, and the details will be displayed. Then it will be increasing the value of index by 1. It will now become 2, and this will keep on happening for all the values. In this manner, you can see second value found and displayed, the third value found and displayed. And according to our example, we have taken 0050 and 0052. So in this case, all the values will be picked one by one and will be displayed on my screen. And when the loop is over, after all the iterations are done, it will be moving on to that location where your array is empty and end if. So we have handled the option of showing all the menus. We have handled the inputs taken, and we have also handled how the outputs will be shown to me. Now, here you can see, for those of you who want to see the entire code in a go, you can see for yourself, it's basically the same, but with an inclusion of another repeat here. And this repeat and until is meant to handle what you remembered was asking me to keep on working until choice equals to 3. So this will be moving back. Like, for example, if a person has opted for option number 2, so it means he has displayed the array elements and end if, and until will send it back to this. Again, option will be shown to him. He's asked to choose any one option from here. And if now he wants to exit, so he'll be pressing 3. So if choice equals to 1 is wrong, choice equals to 2 is wrong, so it will definitely be reaching here and the program will stop. So in this manner, we just be very cautious. It's simple handling the details. Like, first of all, the screen is showing the menu. Then you have to take the inputs, and inputs, again, a few checks to be made. So if you have highlighted your scenario-based question the way we have talked about right now, inshallah, you'll be able to solve any sort of question that comes in the paper. And do not forget exactly to include the line that we have written there. So inshallah, you'll be through with the entire thing. Hopes that you have understood this whole process of learning. Jazakallah khairan kaseera for being a part of the learning journey. Hope that you have liked the explanation. So please share, like, and subscribe the channel, and do share with your friends and family so that they all are going to benefit from it. And Jazakallah khairan kaseera once again. Hope that you will be doing the best in the papers. May Allah bless you. May Allah take care of you. Take care of your parents and your loved ones. Allah Hafiz.